Hi. So we're going to talk about the well-architected tool. We're going to take 15 minutes, and then if some questions are open, we'll have time for that. But we're going to do it short, quick, with the demo, and then see what the value of it is. Okay? Tip-top. Cool. I work for Oblivion. I'm a cloud engineer here with the team, and we're doing on a regular basis well-architected reviews as a partner at our customers. And so we were really at least interested in the tool online. So we have a good comparison, what is it doing it from the partner side, for comparison, what can you do as a customer yourself, and have a look at that. We're going to cover three things. We're going to have a look at the tool itself. I'm going to show you how it looks in the console, what you can do with it. And the third part is if you want to do it yourself or if you want to do it with a partner, because that is a big choice on time and basically resources. Well, let's look. So the well-architected tool is based in the well-architected framework, and I think everyone who has done the solution architect exam will have had some contact with it, at least to learn it. And it's based on 5 pillars, which are best practices from AWS. That's the security part, it's about resilience, about security, reliability. So AWS groups really in this framework what they think is good built infrastructure. And that can be discussable, and that is up to you to decide what do we want to implement in this, and what do we keep, and what do we say, okay, that's not applicable or valuable for us. There's a tool for that. So if you take these learnings from the well-architected framework and put it in a review based on questions, you can assess your own infrastructure and have a look. How good am I performing against these best practices? And that has been done in the past by partners, well-architected partners, and now in the future everyone can do it themselves. Both options are valid. And why is that really important to go and assess your infrastructure? So what everyone likes to do is build, and go on with their workloads. But what happens is if you build infrastructure, you will do small mistakes. And that adds up. If you add a security group and don't configure it correctly, forget the old admin test instance, or deploy something in the EOS 1 region and only work in the Asia region, you will forget about it. And at some point you have some stuff lying around, and that will add up, and at some point it will cause a risk for your environment. And what that means is IBM did a study last year that 70% of all breached cloud platforms, cloud accounts, are actually due to human error. And that is what we do on the daily basis. So the tool gives you a really good framework to assess and go back actually without being a real audit or a security measurement, just for you to assess how are we tracking against best practices and go back and have a look at that again. So let's jump into it. Let's have a look. So that's the tool itself. It is available on the AWS platform. You can just go in and have a look yourself. And it's not structured after accounts, so you don't look at a certain account, but you look at a workload. So you define, okay, I have a workload running in multiple regions, multiple IZs. It's from databases to instances to serverless. It's a mix, so you always look at a business workload and define that. And what you do in that workload, you basically build it up and then measure it against industry standards or industry comparison, because that's really interesting. For you, if you're working in manufacturing, for you, it could be interesting how you secure your production environment against attacks, for example, or best practices, compared to if you're in financial industries, you have to have a look at different measures, what is important for you. So you can choose an environment, digital advertisement, then you can go and have a bit more concrete. You will choose different regions. You can choose multiple regions. So for example, US East and Asia Pacific, production or pre-production, and the account IDs. What is interesting is that we will find that AWS does exactly nothing with this data we put in. So we choose an industry that could be interesting related on the high or medium risk assessment, but which region we put in, that doesn't reflect later in the workloads. So let's have a look at that. I created one prior, that's the AWS meetup here. And the well-architected review consists of 46 different questions that are based on the well-architected framework. And you will see the pillars again here, operational excellence, down to security, cost optimization. And what you will do is you will go step by step, 9 questions, 10 questions per pillar, basically, and assess your environment and your workload. So what are we doing of these points? And AWS doesn't leave you in the blue. On the right hand, you have always helpful resources, a quick video, and also an explanation what every question means, because it's not always clear what AWS means with every question. But it's good. So once you've gone through all the different pillars, you can go back and you will have all answered, and then you will have an improvement plan. So that's what's interesting and what's actionable. You will get an assessment between high, medium, or low risk. In this case, it's only high and medium risks, and an improvement plan, which gives you the option to go in and really assess, okay, what did we choose, for example, for security, and what is best practice? And now it's your task to really go in and do something with it, because if you do a review, right, it's time for you to take action in the end. Because it's not an audit tool for some compliance team or whatever. It's really for the guys building and running the workloads. Okay. One thing which is quite interesting is the milestone system. So if you build a system and put it in production, and you have it currently in development, you set a milestone, okay, this is how we build our environment. And we say, okay, we track really good, no high risk in our environment. And then you come back half a year later, played around a lot, it's already in production, you go back and see, okay, we got worse actually. We assessed this again and saw, okay, we have some high risk. And that gives you a track record of how you do and what you have done in the past. Also, you can generate a report, which gives you per milestone a nice overview, what you did, what you answered, high risk, medium risk assessment, and also an overview over all questions. This is a nice report if you have to give it to some management or some security teams, for example, then you can say, okay, hey, we assessed ourselves as a baseline. And that's pretty much all you can do in this tool. So there are 2 options at that point. And that is for you to choose to do it yourself or do it with a partner. And that is an important question actually, because there you've got to assess, will you spend the time on it? Will you really go in, do it, take the time, take the resources, or have someone do it for you, with you in conjunction, and really go in and assess it? Because who of you in the room wants to do sports this year? Probably, yeah, New Year's resolution? Great idea. Who's going to do sports after 2 weeks from now? Wow, that's a majority. Great. Think about it as the same. If you want to do a well-architected review, it's going to take you time. It will keep you from your workloads you're working on right now. You will have to talk to your stakeholders, some different teams you will pull in. And also, if you decide to do it, you have to take action on it and remediate it. Because if you go in, do a nice assessment, have a nice PDF to share, yeah, and in the end you do nothing about it, then it's just wasted time. So really go in and think about it. Do I want to do that? Yes. Will I treat it as a New Year's resolution? Yes or no? All right? So 4 quick tips if you want to do it. Reserve the time. It's time insensitive, and it will keep your time from your workload. So think about it. Take some time maybe when the workload is a little, Someone must be responsible to actually finish this thing. So someone in your team must be responsible to take it on and really go through the workloads with you. I think beyond the questions, the questions in this well-architected review are American. It's AWS language. Think always if it's applicable for you, if that is something you think is valuable or is just best practice or why. Really go into discussion. Don't just make it a checkbox, but discuss if that makes sense for you or if it's just, if it's just a checkbox for you. And also, again, take action. So, from my point of view and what I think about the tool, it's nice that it's available now for everyone. What I'm missing and what I think is a total lack at that point is that it has no integration with the tools we have in AWS to assess your environment. I mean, if we talk about our workloads, why can't you put in CloudWatch? Why can't you integrate Trusted Advisor to get and aggregate some knowledge around that is already available, right? So right now you're just talking about your workloads, but if you could combine that with the tools and the knowledge that is already available and you don't have to pull in from several strings, that would be cool. If you could assess your security groups and in the same question you could see, okay, Trusted Advisor says, it's good. That would be something I'd like to see. But maybe that's something for the future. So far it's a really nice tool and it's a valuable thing. If you take the time and really take action on it, then it's super valuable. If you don't, then better leave it. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. I think some feature requests will be raised.